What's going on, everybody? So I don't do intros, but this is taking place two weeks after the whole Corona the COVID-19 that I had. So I just want to. That's why if everything around here I've forgotten about, that's probably why. And I want you guys to know, these voices are gonna sound awful. I don't remember what I sounded like. I looked back at the footage, but I could tell that the sickness was there because I lost like the voices mid last episode, and I can tell that's when it came over me. So, yeah. Oh dear God, what the girl saw. Oh God, Gina, please. So I snuck inside the carriage before they looked up on the horses, just like always. I sound like the biggest idiot right now. Hold it! Wait a second. I need to know. So you're already in the omnibus before you even set off on its run? Oh yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? It's the wrong idea, ain't it? It's Tuesday, ain't it? It's a rum idea, ain't it? I suppose she means there's no point in spending money to make money. Actually makes sense. Isn't that what business people say? Ah, so because you're the snake. Counsel, may I suggest that the girl is a petty thief? We remind you that the girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. Full paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 into which the cabman testified. And one little scapegrace riding for free. The red conch of a driver always got from some... Wait. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before its last run, see? That's when I slip into the carriage to keep myself hidden under the seat, nice and easy, right? But your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach, no? Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in that shit. I always chuck all that increment into the corner somewhere. No one ever seems to be bothered much. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide it under the seat. That's all I could tell you. Seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue. I sound like a fucking racist, bro. It was right all this time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. Hold it! Hold it! Wait a second. A waste of time. Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on my own in the God permit. Wait, what? God, I said this confused me. Well, most nights I'm on my own in the God permit, at least some of the time. I beg your pardon? Did you say God permit? Oh yeah, well, that's what my kind call it. Used to call them the omnibus, I suppose. Point is, any normal around the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away? That's it. Only that night. This cove was sat on me seat from the start. And I didn't budge the whole way, did it? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck. Do you mean to tell us that you're present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time when events unfolded in the enclosed cabin? Yeah. Right, mister? To be sure, I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you find sat on and find a child now, do you? So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. I tell you couldn't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Well, I meant to press that, my bad. Hold it! Hold it! Wait a minute! So you couldn't see out of the cabin at all? No, Jock. Most days I push the cushion up behind me, head out towards the crack. Then I have a butcher's out who I'm gonna fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can't have a look. The sea I go in there ain't as plush as the other ones, see? as most of the time the passengers planned themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, busier Irishmen sent the whole journey right above me head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Peek out. I see. Trick is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in the carriages, so it's Upston's choice. Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open, then? I'd say there's some reason that she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. With a U. So anyway, I was a bit scared, but I just sticked it out over there, nothing else for it. Ba 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 da. Sorry.
Hold it!
Bum bum bum. I'm so sorry. When you say that a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Okay. Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily. That's right, and then I felt the cushion under me ain't getting lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes? Or not. Could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not? I think I remember how we get out of this. I think I'm remembering. Well, girl, did you see what happened at the crucial moment? Yeah, I saw it. Huh? What? No, you didn't. I pushed at the curtain in a quick butcher's while I was at the end chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up with a bloke with him falling on the ground on the seat opposite. It matches Mr. McGilden's account, of course. But then, the fella suddenly turns around and looks at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should have never have risked looking. It's because of that this swell found me, and it did help me get away, mind. Frack, I was taking a bath. All 6 members of the jury. My bad. Calm down. Whew. All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. It's clear that they were all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we could clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right, and I have this niggling feeling. Something's bothering me. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah. Press. I'm pressing the bumper. Hold it! And when Mr. McGilden discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place? I was scared stiff, I was. You dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason? Yeah, the bloke in the knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. And the carriage lurched a bit and I ended up falling onto me. Oh, how awful. Both me ends got covered in blood. Made up. Okay. Whew. Both me and my hands got covered in blood. It made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilden for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and all that. Then I heard something from above. Someone screamed. Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume. Well, I didn't want no one seeing my face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses are drawn up smartish, and the Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see what you can get. I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members. Yeah. Okay, so there's a contradiction here. Pressed everything. Stuck inside the carriage before they looked up the horses, just like always. It was right always the time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you what, I couldn't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. And after a while, I heard the loud bang, nearly jumped out of my skin. I did, and the scream just came out. It's because of that the swell found me, and it did help me get away. So it has to be this. This is not the only thing they can contradict. Okay. Mindful journeying in the omnibus. Could it be something about how he doesn't have any injury? Falling? No. Both of your hands are covered in blood? Okay, well this is Mr. McGilda's hands. The omnibus. Just check again. Yeah, I know. There's blood on the floor and stuff. Yeah, that's blood. Does this seem a little strange? Yeah, okay, the blood probably is... Because that wasn't there before. It definitely was not. Now there's nothing in here. Yeah. Storage compartment. There's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Apparently I haven't seen that because it would have let me skip it. It has to be something with the omnibus, right? After a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out my skin. I did, and the scream just came out. God, okay, this is it. This is where I've run into troubles.
Hold it!
Can't see out in the cabin at all. John, most days I push the curtain up, weave me, and check out the cracks. I have a butcher who's gonna fiddle. I have a pickpocket, not a butcher. Pressure cut the son's office. For some reason that night, this here gentleman spent his whole journey right over me. Yet, for some reason you were able to push the current out to peek, I see. Truth is, I ain't job and that the ligaments are under clean.
Well, no.
Oh, now you have something that... Oh, no. By God. We have pressing and then repressing. Okay, so I was just pressed the third... I was repressing statements, and I pressed this one. Trapped in the small, dark place feels so much like being thrown in the clink.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Is something wrong, Mr. McGilden? Oh, I do apologize. Is there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering, Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps? You seem to be thinking about something to yourself. Oh, no, just nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass, that's is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dock. This was terrifying, so it was. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. Hey, I don't know about yourself, but I find that darkness seems to be everything you hear seems much louder. Wait, what? But I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. I don't get it. Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade, did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. But Shabbos, there's no need to tell the whole world the mean foibles in you little scout. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yeah. What should we make of the last statement of hers? It's profoundly important, I would assume. Oh my God, he slammed the desk. Whoa, Ryunosuke, calm down. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important, but all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is a profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind, Counsel. Nevertheless, Mr. Legino Lestrade will supplement your formal testimony by repeating the last statement, please. What? Supplement? What you on about? Got it. Okay, I gotta remember the female voice. Why, supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. It's alright. Insult the judge. Always a good move. I was straining my ears to outworking going, but all I heard was snoring. Then you hear the guy getting stabbed? Wait a minute.
Hold it!
Hold it! I'm confused. So you're straining to hear what was happening the entire time since the moment you hid yourself. Not exactly, no. What the fuck? Sorry? Did you lose your accent there, Gina? Are you okay? Oh, there was this wall. Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could have just pushed the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then when I saw this swell getting on me, I got dead end down, so he didn't notice me. Mr. McGillen sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah, was you Adam and Eve, eh? Yeah, was you Adam and Eve, eh? What a mug. So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out there as soon as I heard him on leave. See? But not likely. Even though we stopping here is there, I've never heard the door open. So all I just did was couldn't listen to me driving his pigs just mocking. So like an old dog he was. Okay, hold on, I have to break this down. So I had to stay put and listening to I'm driving his pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was. I'm assuming that means it's just a bunch of noise. It's just, like it's overpowering me? Okay, point is, she didn't hear the door open. Any conclusion we can draw for that? I wonder. Oh, it doesn't make sense. But I can't say that without saving. Doesn't add up. It makes sense. Doesn't add up. It's Lestrade. What do you just told the court? It's clearly at odds with the facts. Ah! At odds? Well, are you sure, man? Are you sure, man? Absolutely. It seems my learned Nepoti's friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Van Sykes realized it too. Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she was hearing nothing but the sound of Mr. McGillen snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think! She never heard the door open. How did Mr. Mason get inside the vehicle? The omnibus. Who else she could have heard? She should have heard. Show person. She should have heard Mason into the omnibus. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. A particular sound that Mr. Lestrade had not failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person.
Take that!
Dice fired Mason. Yes, my lord. The sound that Mr. Lestrade cannot have failed to hear. Is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. Man, they really underuse pursuit in this game. I swear I've heard the objection theme at least 1 billion times. Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on to board the omnibus, is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person aboard the omnibus was Mr. McGilden? That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at the time? Did I just say it? Did I not just say as much? I was traveling with anyone else, so if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw what was going on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. It was all for... It was on it. He was on his own. He was on his own for sure. And from what we heard, the carriage made a number of stops of that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't I? Waiting for the swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Ah! We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin on the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did, or did not hear, is at odds with the facts. Ah! Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Lord Van Zykes? Yes. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her assertions are convenient untruths, nothing more. Oh, are you sure about that, Buster? He's dead right. How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. And this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Ah! She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she had some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars. And neither can I. Wait, Mr. Foreman! I didn't want to judge the girl just because she had some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide liars. Come on, jury number 2, don't turn it on us, please, we need you. Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. Don't drink your wine just yet, Van Zykes, for I am about to turn this case around. Well, your consideration for others refreshing, my Nepalese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing. Ah! What are you playing? What are you playing at? You forgot who you're working for, you useless Eastern Amandan? This carnage, it's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. So Naruhodo, the way this is going, I know. If we could find some ways, a new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilden's innocence. The judge will rule and we'll have lost. I very much want to believe the words of one of our London's most respected gentlemen. But those are us in service know we must accept hard truths. No, wait, hold on, wait, let us change it. Hold it, yes! For I am a god, I know my ways. Yes, the witness's last statement seemed to reveal the critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel? I'm sorry, sir? Whatever do you mean? What it means is I'm about to turn this case around, lady. Counsel, I do not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my... God, they pulled out the freaking... I think I said this, they pulled out the freaking dictionary, bro. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on that night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus?